Hi there, just read this disclaimer please. Hey guys, it's me again. I've just had a little spurt of activity over the past week or two, so I thought I'd just give you a quick update on what I've been doing. So I'll just go through it one by one, the stuff I've been doing. So as usual, I'll just go to my contract notes. I haven't put any work into planning this video. The first thing I did was I bought some biotechnology trust with the last kind of grand. I think I had about 1,300 quid left as cash in the portfolio. Oh, actually no, sorry, I tell a lie. It's not that I just had it left over. It's because on the 2nd of January, I did that assessment video of how much cash I had in my bank account. So I added that to the portfolio, and I put almost 1,200 of it to work there in biotechnology growth trust at a price of £11.52. So if you look at the chart, obviously, go to the 1 year chart, £11.52 is about there. So obviously I thought I was buying something on a dip, but as usual it's the what's it called? Catching a falling knife, isn't it? So as you can see, it's carried on going down. Bit of a recovery today, but if we look at yesterday, it was an absolute nightmare for all of these growth stocks. Yesterday went from there to there, bit of a recovery today, but not fully. So that was a bad move, but you know, you're never going to time these things perfectly, are you? So I then sold a bit of Fundsmith and bought a bit of Scottish Mortgage on the 7th of January. Because Scottish Mortgage, I think, if I remember correctly, Fundsmith was only down about 5%. I can't remember the exact numbers from its high, but Scottish Mortgage had started its big drop of the past few months. It was like 25 maybe % down, something like that. So I figured it would be good to rebalance a little bit on the edges. It was only like £3,000 I sold of Fundsmith. And I put about the same into Scottish Mortgage. But if you look at the charts, again, another bad move, because I think Scottish Mortgage has fallen more than that since, and Fundsmith hasn't done quite as badly. Going down, but not as bad as Scottish Mortgage. So yeah, another bad move. It's all this tinkering I keep doing, where I know I shouldn't do it. And then, because Scottish Mortgage and all of these other growth ones, biotechnology growth, impacts environmental markets, Scottish Mortgage and Worldwide Healthcare, they were all taking another big hit, whereas my two momentum stocks, open-ended funds, India and Russia they were down, but they weren't quite as badly down as all those other growth ones, and I felt like I wanted to get things in there. So I took the bold, I kind of had a crazy moment of selling. So I sold my two momentums. And as you can see, so one of them was down 15, where's the numbers? One of them was down 15%, the other one was up by 2.36%, so making an overall down of 6.56. Whereas these other growth trusts that I went into, they were down by maybe 20% each. I think one of them might have been down by a similar amount. So here's the numbers here of what I did. That's the selling of the momentum was 12,600, and then I put the money into those stocks there in those quantities. So most of it in Scottish Mortgage, and almost as much into Impacts, and then a few little grand there into those last three. And by doing Fundsmith last, which is an open-ended fund, it allowed me to get these numbers exactly the same, because you can specify an exact pence amount when you buy open-ended funds. Although it was the big downside though is when I sold these two, I had to wait like 2 working days, I think. So I think I triggered the sell on Thursday and then bought these back on Monday perhaps. I triggered the sell on Wednesday. It all happened on Thursday, and then I could then buy these other ones. And I think, if I remember correctly, the prices I got here weren't quite as good as they would have been if I'd been able to sell them instantly, like I can with all the other investment trusts, and ETFs the same, but I don't own any. So it's a bit annoying. But obviously, as you can tell, all of these moves are between this pure growth section of the portfolio. The bit of the portfolio that I would sell if I needed to sell capital to live off, Haven't done that for a while, but that's what I would sell. So none of that affected the income the portfolio was producing. Well, not in any big ways anyway. Actually, I think there was a slight increase in the income because like WWH, IEM and Scottish Mortgage, they all pay a very small dividend, whereas the Momentum funds that I had didn't pay anything because I had the accumulation versions. But that moment of madness of selling Momentum didn't affect the Japanese one because that's in a different account. So by the time I'd logged out of the other account, I'd kind of got over my moment of madness. Plus, this ad hoc Momentum Japan fund is doing worse than the other two Momentum funds were. So it was kind of like selling something that's equally down to buy something that's just as bad. But you know, this theory of selling something that's not as badly hit and buying something that's badly hit, who's to say that theory's right anyway? It's been wrong so far. Running your winnings seems to be the better thing, but I'm just too greedy. And then the other move I made was I bought, because the SIP, the bonus, the £720 bonus from the SIP came through last night. So today was the first time I would sell something outside of the SIP and buy something inside to get the money at work. So I sold about 3,600 of Finsbury Growth and Income. And according to my plan, I should have bought Brunner Investment Trust because this is the one that I'm gradually moving out of. As I sell outside of any tax wrapper, I'm buying within my LISA, and now within my SIP, I'm buying Brunner instead. So I should have sold some of that and then bought Brunner. But because I'm greedy, I made a silly, probably, who knows how it's going to turn out, I bought another 3,570 odd quid of Scottish Mortgage. So now Scottish Mortgage has about 33 grand. It's still my top. I think I've made it my top holding again, haven't I? Yes, I have, after it dropped a lot. As you can see here, in the past couple of weeks I must have added about 10.5 grand into Scottish Mortgage. So I better hope that turns out well. But obviously that is breaking my rule of kind of segregating the pure growth value here. It's broken that rule. So I think this will be, unless it turns out badly, this will just be a trade. Like even the slightest recovery in Scottish Mortgage. So say if Scottish Mortgage got back up to 1,200 here, I think I'd probably, because that'd be almost a 15-20% increase. If it got back up to there, and Brunner had just done a perfunctory performance, maybe it was only up a few percent instead, I'd probably sell that Scottish Mortgage, turn it into a bit of a trade rather than a long-term investment, and get that money that should have gone to Brunner into Brunner, and hopefully it'll be more money than it would have been if I'd done it today, this morning, because that was this morning, maybe an hour or two ago I did that. So it's the old scenario of I'm starting a trade here, but if the trade turns out bad, it turns into a long-term investment. It's kind of one of those things that I hear people talk about, which is not a good thing, but I know I'm doing the wrong thing, but my emotions are getting the better of me. And who knows, it might work out well. Anyway, this is kind of a confessional really, because I know these things that I've been doing are wrong. I shouldn't be tinkering so much. But I don't know, I'm silly, and I get excited about buying opportunities in these growth things. But as you can see, I'm kind of coming on a good news day, because Scottish Mortgage had they're all of these growth things that were down massively yesterday. These were all down like 8% yesterday. It's crazy. They're all back a bit. But as usual, I couldn't pounce on it when the moment was hot. When it was down 8%, I couldn't pounce. As an example, I got in Scottish Mortgage at £10.28. It was below 10. I don't know what that number's going to be, to be honest. It was probably 1014. I think I remember seeing it at 1014. So I've already lost the optimum moment that I would have done it. I would have done it when it said 8% down yesterday. I would have done the switch then. But the 720 quid bonus from HMRC that goes into my SIP hadn't come through yet, so the opportunity wasn't really there. I mean, I could have done it with the 2,880, but I don't know, it just didn't. I kind of just wanted to do it all in one go rather than waiting. And who knows, this morning this could have been down a bit more, so for all I know this could have been a better opportunity than yesterday, for all I knew yesterday. Anyway, there we go, there's your little update. That's probably way too long. Yeah, way too long. Alright, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.